So what does generational wealth mean to you? Someone, anyone?
That means that when I go to sleep and wake up, not only my kids, but my kids' kids don't have to worry about ever being broke. Yeah, we gotta do things to keep the money going, but they don't have to worry about where's my next paycheck coming from. They don't have to worry about when I'm gonna get this money to go to school or make this investment because it's there.
Yes, exactly. So this event was to actually inform moms on how to build generational wealth, right? So generational wealth, as you said, Javon, is definitely going to be for your kids to wake up and not have to worry about where the next penny's coming from. So today, as realtors, we have the industry where it's a lot of people are complaining about interest rate, but a lot of people don't know that, hey, there's a tax cut for buying real estate, right? We get what is it called? Homestead. So we get out and we encourage people to purchase, right? And we kind of start with our lender, and that's where we have Yami. We have Yami in place. Our preferred lender right there in the back, Yami. Okay, so with that said, I'm out here encouraging generational wealth to multiple people on a daily basis. And for all moms out there, this is the best way to go for the people you care most about, your little ones. And that's it, guys. You have a good one.
I got 5 minutes. I got 5 on it. So, Yummy's husband, and y'all can fight over this right here. Y'all fight over that. Okay. So the first thing, since I have 5 minutes, I'm going to be real simple. So the thing that we have to carry in our real estate business and the mortgage industry, all of that right there, I'm going to call it the 5P principle. She has the first P. The first P is that we got to pray, y'all. We got to pray. I'm a born again believer. And so we have to pray when we're going in this business because we know that days are not easy. So we have to pray. We have to make our petition known to God. We have to make our requests known to God. You can't do anything until you do pray, and I'm going to believe in that. That next P is you have to plan. If you don't plan and write your vision down, it's not going to happen because you need instructions, and if you don't follow the instructions, guess what? You cannot make it. You cannot go to California if you've never been there before. I'm a preacher's wife too. Okay. You can't go to California if you don't have that GPS set down. So you got to have the instructions. You got to write all of that down. See, most times we have plans, but then when we have plans, we don't write it down on how we're going to get there. You with me? Then that next P, who got the next P? He's got, what's your name? Kevin. Kevin's got the P for preparation. You don't get what you just pray for. You get what you pray, plan, and prepare for. So Kevin has to prepare for it. He's got to start educating himself when he wants to take his business to the next level. Who has the P? The P, what's your name? Jose has the P. It's a process. Here's the breakdown right here. The process. Most of us don't want to go through the process. We got these little baby feelings, and we don't want to go through it, and we don't want to do it. See, when we wrote our plan down, nobody would tell us that our husband would have cancer. Nobody told us our husband would have Crohn's disease. Nobody told us that our money would be funny. Nobody told us that we would have to have a hip replacement. When we go to the doctor, they said not 1 but 2. That wasn't in my plan. I didn't write it down, but that was the process, and we have to be willing to go through the process. But we so close to it, we right here, and then we want to give up and we want to push back, but we got to go through the process. That's the part. See, all of us in here, if the truth be told, we got information. It's no shortage of information. It's the execution part. We don't want to go through the process. It's the execution part. The last person, they gave it to Amelia. They gave her the prize. See, if we go through the process, hold tight. If we go through the process, next, it's a prize. It's a prize. We got a prize. If that's our 5P, a life-changing experience, if we can follow that process, then we can get to the prize. And so that is all I have to say. So keep doing what you're doing.
Wow.
I'm seeing Oh.
First and foremost, I want to thank Alicia for inviting me over here. My partnership with Alicia is very special, mainly because she, not only does she always look for clients, but she truly cares about her clients. She's always looking for ways for her clients to go to the next level. Not just purchase their first home, but what can they do after they purchase their first home? And that's why this is here. This was set up. That's why we're all here, because of her. So first and foremost, I just want to say thank you for inviting us. Really what I wanted to say is generational wealth. The majority of us don't come from money. At least I don't. I had to figure it out. I couldn't go to college. I had to go to the military because I knew that that was my way to be able to pay for college. So what we try to instill in all of our conversations whenever Alicia and I talk to our clients is, what do you need to do to get into your home now, but what are the next steps that you're going to take after you've gone into your home to make that property into an investment, to create some sort of additional income, and what steps do you need to take in order to get to that next home and create that passive income. So that is what we're here for. That is the conversation that we enjoy talking about, and thank you so much for inviting us.
So just to introduce myself, my name is Coach Kev. I'm a credit repair expert. My wife and I, Miss Michelle Blake, we got into this credit industry because we wanted to learn about information. We wanted to learn, how can you build generational wealth? The best way to build it is understand it. So we found one of the common challenges amongst people that look just like all of us, which is credit. I was one of those kids that came from Miami. My credit was horrible. And I was put in a situation where things was in my name without me knowing. And because I wasn't educated on financial literacy, I wasn't educated on utilization, I wasn't educated on how credit cards work, I was a victim of that. Met my beautiful wife. She did what great wives would do. She put everything in her name when my credit was bad. And but through that process, it really helped me. And then we were lucky enough to learn a lot from Miss Yami and her husband, Mr. Tavares, because once we got through the home ownership process after the fact, that's when we really started understanding the things we needed to do. But we got excited. Now we're thinking about investment properties, teaching our kids generational wealth, making sure, I want my kids to work. It's got to work. But understanding the building blocks of credit. We prepared for our home 2-3 years before we went into the house. But we was getting my credit worked on. We was building credit. We had a program called Credit My Rent. I didn't even know you could report your rent. So when I got into this credit space, I committed. When I started this business back in 2017, my wife told me not to do it. I did it anyway. Fast forward now, we have about 2,000 franchises. We teach a lot of people about credit, but it's not just to put them into the home, but teach them how they can teach their kids, because one day their kids are gonna get 16, 17, 18, they're gonna need a house, they're gonna need a car, but they don't wanna put it in their parents' name, they wanna put it in their own name so they can start building wealth in their 20s and in their teens. So if I had to leave you guys with one thing, I do believe home ownership is the building block of America, but I also believe without financial literacy, and I don't know if you guys noticed this, they just passed a law in the state of Florida, 18 years, 17, in order for you to graduate, you gotta have some type of financial literacy. So what does that mean? Real estate is gonna increase. Mortgages are gonna increase. Financial literacy for kids are gonna increase. Parents are gonna be awakened because their kids are gonna start teaching them about credit, and then they're gonna have to wake up. So I just really appreciate this being here. I think y'all need to do this again. I tried to run an ad, but I'm gonna run ads because this is, to me, very, very important.
So my name is Jose Tavares. I'm Yami's lucky husband. Just like Kevin, my better half and my motivation every day is my wife. But if we're talking about generational wealth, okay, I have some ideas or some just thoughts that I think should be spoken so that you all can also think of those things as well. having parents that migrated from another country over to this country, okay, their story is not the same as ours. My parents came with nothing from the Dominican Republic. Like every other Dominican family, they landed in New York, which is, for whatever reason, the first place you need to go to when you leave the Dominican Republic. Worked I don't know how many jobs, found their way here to Florida, had a family, and throughout my, young years, we struggled. Like I'm sure a lot of you guys in here struggled as well. And their purpose was to create generational wealth. Okay, maybe they didn't call it generational wealth at that time, but my father and my mother had a vision that they wanted to put us in a better position so that we can succeed in life. And now it is our responsibility as parents as well to put our kids in a better position. And how do we do that? By creating generational wealth, owning property, maintaining good credit, having a savings account, putting money into a college fund so that they can go to school and, maybe put themselves in a better position. But at the end, it's going to make it a little bit easier for them, right? And as each generation goes, okay, then we will have, right, as a community and as a family, have created generational wealth for our family. So for our last names, right, to continue to thrive in this country, we need to be responsible right now. And the way we do that is by making good investments, right? Saving money as best as we can, and making sure that our credit is up to par, right? Educating our kids, right? Because it's nobody else's responsibility. They just passed that law that Kevin was talking about. I had no classes in school, in high school, or in college, okay, that spoke about credit management. Yeah, I took economics, took business classes, but none of them gave you the real world, okay, lessons that you need, right, to have good credit. And the first thing an 18-year-old does, at least my first credit card, I'll tell you right now, that was Macy's. It was that Macy's credit card. They gave it to everybody. And guess what? That card was maxed out.
He was fresh.
Okay, and then not only that, but all the money that I made at that young age, right, because I've been working since I was 16, okay, all of that money really went to waste those first couple of years, which could have been a really good foundation, right, to start investing in properties at a younger age, right, to, maintain credit, because the money was flowing. I had, no responsibilities. I was still at my parents' house. So I'm very glad that you put this together, Alicia. If anything, like Kevin said, I want every one of us, and as much as you guys can, spread that word. It's our responsibility to create that generational wealth for our families, for our communities, and for those coming up right after us. So thank you. It's very nice to meet you all. Yami's still better than me. I'm very lucky to have her. She's great. She's very passionate about what she does. And, very few people that you'll meet in the industry that do it because they care, not for just the paycheck, So thank you for the opportunity. And that's it. Thank you. You're welcome.
This has been very special to me. It's my absolute first time doing an event like this. And thank you guys all for coming out and supporting me. I truly appreciate it. It will not go unnoticed. Thank you guys.